Sometimes the smallest words can save a life. But the truth is, we almost never know when it happens. You probably walk past someone today who's fighting a battle you can't see. They smiled. They said they're fine. But inside, they're one more sleepless night away from breaking. This story is about one of those people, and a stranger who changed everything with just a few words on a piece of paper. It was late autumn, the kind of gray afternoon that feels colder than it really is. Inside a small city library, a young man named Eli worked the closing shift. He wasn't unhappy, at least not in a way people could see. He stacked books, fixed shelves, smiled politely at visitors. But behind that quiet smile, his world was falling apart. 2 months earlier, Eli had lost his younger brother in an accident. Since then, life had become a blur. Work, silence, and nights that never seemed to end. He didn't talk about it. He didn't want to. Because when grief becomes part of your daily breathing, you stop expecting anyone to notice. That evening, a girl came in, maybe his age, maybe younger, carrying an old notebook and a tired look in her eyes. She sat at the corner table writing for hours. When Eli walked by to collect some books, he noticed her pages were filled not with notes, but with letters. Letters she'd written to people she missed. He thought about saying something, but words felt heavy like stones in his mouth. So he just smiled quietly and kept walking. When the library closed, she thanked him softly and left. Except, she forgot her notebook on the table. Eli hesitated, then opened it, just to find her name. But the first thing he saw stopped him cold. It said, "If someone ever finds this, and you feel lost, I want you to know you're not invisible. Someone out there cares. Keep going." It wasn't signed, no name, no number, just that message. Eli stared at it for a long time. Then for the first time in months, he cried. He copied those words on a small piece of paper and taped it to the library's front desk. The next morning, a student noticed it, then another. Soon, strangers began leaving their own messages, short notes of kindness, encouragement, hope. By the end of the week, the desk had turned into a wall of light. People came not just for books, but to read those words, to remember they weren't alone. Eli started smiling again, not the polite kind, but the kind that comes from feeling something real. Months later, he saw her again, the girl with the notebook. He rushed to return it, but she laughed. "I left it on purpose," she said. "I used to write those letters to remind myself to stay alive. Now, I leave them for others." Eli didn't know what to say, so he just thanked her. That night, he added one more note to the wall. Sometimes you save someone's life and never even know it. The library's still there. The wall still grows. People still stop, still read, still add their own words. And every time someone writes something kind, they pass on the same message, that small words matter, that noticing someone can change their story. We think it takes power to change lives, money, fame, influence, but maybe it just takes a piece of paper and the courage to care, because sometimes the smallest words last the longest. If this story touched your heart, don't just scroll away. Take a moment to leave A in the comments so someone else scrolling by knows they're not alone. Share this video. You never know who might need these words tonight. And if you believe the world could use a little more kindness, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell, because here, every story is a reminder that you matter, and small things still change lives. Let's spread these words together. One story, one heart, one share at a time.